Impact Action recently hosted an appreciation and celebration event to recognize the dedicated volunteers who supported Impact Action and contributed to the recent City Council election campaign in Richardson, USA. The occasion also honored the winners of the recent City Council elections. As part of the celebration, attendees enjoyed a special lunch with Amir Omar, the newly elected mayor of Richardson. A large number of community members attended the event, reflecting the strong spirit of civic engagement. Akil Mohammed, president of Impact Hub, highlighted the purpose of the event, emphasizing the importance of volunteerism and community involvement.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. You being here, it means a lot to me, to the board, to all the volunteers. So thank you so much. And I know we have some new faces here. So my name is Akil Mohammed. All right, we'll get started. Again, we don't have a lot of speeches, just few speeches. So first, we'll start with the recitation of the Holy Book Quran, and then we'll get started with the. So I'd like to invite Brother Sulaiman Ali Khan, who is the son of Brother Ilyas. So go ahead.
The program began with the recitation of the Holy Quran, setting a respectful and reflective tone for the gathering.
Next, we'd like to invite our Vice President, one of the Vice Presidents. Another Vice President is Sister Asma. So I'd like to invite Sister Sanover to say the welcome remarks.
Nothing's been prepared, but I just want to thank you all for coming today. Thank you all the volunteers for your work. Nothing could have happened without you. Thank you elected officials for coming, supporting us and representing us. Impact Action was born from the desire to see our community engage, to be more involved in decisions. We are all hardworking people. We pay taxes. We want to see our taxes go to things that benefit the whole community. We care about everyone in the community, not just people in our, the Muslim community. We're living in turbulent times right now, and I think one thing that we all believe in justice, we believe in peace. We want peace for everyone in our community. We want our children to go to good schools. We want them to be able to grow up and get good jobs. We want our parents to have good health care. These are things that unite all of us in this community. And we hope that we can work together to continue this collaboration and so that our communities can prosper and grow. Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you so much, Sister Sanover. MashaAllah, Sister Sanover is with Impact Action from day one. And Sister Asma. Can we have so who is there from day one with us, when we launched? I know Sister Sanover, Sister Asma, and Brother Ilyas, and who else? Brother Abrar, Sister Carver, Brother Fasahat, and Sister Arshi, MashaAllah, and Sister Alfia, MashaAllah. So we have at least 15 people, 15 to 20 people here who are there from day one. Alhamdulillah. And not everybody is here because some of them have travel and vacation plans. All right. So I'll give a little background about Impact Action. I know most of you are aware that we have some new faces, so I'll do that, and then I'll be inviting Bob here, and then Steve Ryan, and then Omar, and then we'll wrap up. All right. So Impact Action, I know we have two organizations, Impact Hub and Impact Action. Impact Hub is a C3 organization that helps in voter registration, voter mobilization, anything non-partisan. Impact Action is a 501c4 organization that helps in endorsements, advocacy, especially during the election cycles, interviewing, these activities. So Impact Hub is the mothership organization, C3, Impact Action is C4. So we formed these organizations less than 2 years ago. The main purpose is to help the community to go out and vote, to get involved in the political system, because usually the statistics show that the immigrant community, they're busy in, establishing themselves with their jobs or businesses, but when it comes to voting, they lag a little bit behind in that, so we want to help in that perspective. Almost everybody except one employee, we are all volunteers. I'm a volunteer, and pretty much everybody here is a volunteer in this organization. A couple of other things is we did not form these organizations to do special favors to Muslim community. I'm saying this on the record. We are not here only for Muslim community or somehow advance a Muslim agenda. No, absolutely not. We are here to stand what our constitution stands for, which is pretty much peace, justice, equality for all, right? So these are the values we want to advocate for. Religious freedom, inclusivity, right? So these are the values that we stand for. We never ask any favor for Muslim community, any advantages or whatever. Absolutely not. We want to have equal rights, nothing more, nothing less. That's as simple as that. Now, coming to our political affiliation, most of you are aware of our political affiliation, but we have some new members here, so I'm gonna shed some light on that as well. So we are non-partisan, independent organization. Personally, also, I'm non-partisan. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm not Green Party either. However, our endorsement criteria, obviously, the city council elections are non-partisan, but we involve in states in federal as well. We endorse based on candidature, not based on party lines. We don't go with the party lines. Although in our board we have registered Democrats, registered Republicans, Democrat leaning, Republican leaning, and Green Party leaning as well, and some fierce independents as well. So that's I think that's a blessing from God Almighty that we have this nice combination. In a nutshell, you can say that we are kind of a centrist organization, kind of a balance. Now, some of you might ask, in terms of policy, questions, what exactly you guys stand for. We stand against hate politics. We stand, and that means not only Islamophobia. We stand for inclusivity. There is a hate against any community. Anti-Semitism, Hinduphobia, anything that relates to hate, we stand against that, and we stand with the communities that brings together. That's what we find in our faith, and that's our upbringing as well. I'm originally from India, as many of you are aware. India is a hugely multi-religious, multicultural, multilingual country, and that's my upbringing as well. My, Kufi is a cultural thing, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm some scholar or unnecessary conservative person or whatever. No, it's just my cultural identity. So with these, our faith values and our cultural upbringings and our learnings, we are firmly against hate politics anywhere and everywhere. Now, coming to some policy, examples that I can give is, like I said, we are a centrist organization. We like things. Lower. Okay. Is it better now? Thank you. So some of the policies that we like from the progressive side or left side, we can call right, and then on the libertarian as well. So on the progressive, for example, we would like to have, by God's grace, we are the superpower of our country, and then we would like to see a universal health care for everyone, or at least some variation of that, right? And we want to see a policy where we take care of the underprivileged, especially we are such a powerful nation in this world, right? The other policy could be, the educational cost, right? I have 4 children, and I know many of you have children that are going to college or that are going to be in college in the next few years. So the cost of education is getting extremely, out of control in this country. I think that should not be the case. So we, advocate for either, ideally free, because I studied in Sweden. I did my master's in Sweden. It's free education in Sweden, by the way. So I'm not advocating that here, but some kind of, not very high cost. So those are the policies that we stand for. On the libertarian standpoint, for example, we all know how much debt our country has, right? $35 trillion. I mean, that's, anybody doesn't agree with that, right? I mean, we all understand that's not okay. So what that means is basically we are enjoying, we are taking a loan now, our country, and then we want our children, grandchildren to pay for that. That's, I think, unfair. So we want the deficit to be reduced. So those are some of the policies that we stand for. So these are some of the examples that we like to be centrist, choosing, whatever is best, especially given the polarization we have in this country in the last, 5-10 years. I think Muslim community has a huge role to play, bringing together the people from both sides and making, again, this political discussion toning down a little bit because there's a lot going on. The political discourse is not healthy for us and for our children. So that's kind of, I just wanted to say a few words on that. Coming back to our, alhamdulillah, we endorse multiple candidates, and many of them have successfully won the election. And how we help the candidates is, first of all, grassroots volunteers. We share about the candidature in the community. We have some unique advantages through our WhatsApp groups, through our social networks. That's number one. Number two is poll readers, especially cities like McKinney, Garland. We have so many polling locations. So poll readers in these weather, I think a huge important role. So I'm so glad there are so many volunteers that are helping in those activities. So poll readers is the another way that impact action helps many of the candidates. Number three is we have a unique app where we can track how many people voted and how many have not voted yet. That's, I think, probably very unique to a C4 organization. So we track, sometimes the voters get a little bit intimidated. Hey, how do you know I did not vote yet? Well, we know that. So we reached out to respectfully to them, could you please go and vote? So, and the brain behind the app, Brother Abdul Sayed, is not here with us. He's probably traveling. So I wanted to recognize him. This app actually, helped tremendously. A lot of you elected officials probably not aware what's going on behind the scenes, but this app actually helped a lot in Garland, in Irving, in McKinney, in Richardson, in Plano, and in Murphy as well. So this is, and Saxy. And coming to the next thing, fundraisers, obviously, we participated in many fundraisers, for Plano City Council candidates and for Richardson and for McKinney. So we did that, fundraising. And then, Masjid, the Friday flyer distribution as well, right? So as Muslim community volunteers, we can connect easily with the mosque board and leadership, and then we can easily get those permissions. We can make the process smoother. So, and then, for example, Epic Mosque, right, we have almost like 3,000 or 5,000 compliments, any Friday. So that's a huge, community to reach out to just in 2 hours. So we connect, the candidates with those opportunities as well. So, and answering any question, the community is getting very mature. They're asking policy questions. They're like, brother, we understand you met with them, and we trust you, but what about his policy on such an issue, right? So we have the database, we have those questions and answers documented, and then we are educating our community about those policies, getting more support for the candidates. So we are kind of a sheet between you and the community, and then the elected officials have no idea what we go through if something goes wrong from your side. Because we face the bullets from the community. You're like, brother, you support this candidate, well now he says something different, so we get a lot of, but that's okay. This is part of the, these are some of the things that we help the candidates. And some of the candidates that one, I want to mention here before I invite the city council members and the mayor on the stage. Richardson Mayor, Amir, Omar, can we have a big round of applause? And Bob here from Pehla City Council. Join from Pehla City Council. And some of the elected officials were not able to make it because they are from runoff election. They just won the election last week, so they are traveling. And then Dylan Henry, Garland Mayor, we supported him tremendously since last year. But Dylan, has won the Garland runoff election just with 230 votes. So you can imagine how crucial every single vote is on. And McKinney City Council member, Ernest Lynch, he also won in the runoff election last year. And then McKinney Mayor, Bill Cox, who won in the runoff election. And apart from that, there are multiple school board trustees, Lisa Plain and many other members who are not able to make it today. But so overall, more than 10 elected officials that have won. And there is the support is at a varying degree to these candidates. For some of the candidates, we endorse, we support a little bit, but for other candidates, we need fundraising, we need poll reading, we need the app help, the endorsement processes. There's a varying degree. Obviously we are a volunteer organization, so we cannot do same service to every single candidate, but we tried our best. So with that, I would like to mention a few words and before I invite all the volunteers, Jazakallah khair. If I take name, it'll take half an hour, so please pardon me, but especially our sisters. Can we have a big round of applause for all the sisters? We wouldn't be doing this without your support. So God bless you, Jazakallah khair. You have family responsibilities, children, and everything with whatever is going on, a lot of things, right? So, alhamdulillah, you're able to walk, you're able to poll read, you're able to help spread the message. Together, in these elections, I would say between 10 to 20,000 our volunteers. 10 to 20,000 is probably, I would say even that is underestimation. That's how much work, and many of our volunteers are sisters. That's another reason that we are a little shy to share this information. We are behind the scene volunteers, warriors, whatever you want to say, but that's the amount of work that went. And then all the brothers, Jazakallah khair for all your help. Allah bless you. Allah bless your work, and I hope we'll continue this mission going forward with the next election cycle and any other initiative. With that, I'd like to invite Plano City Council member Bob here.
Thank you so much. I'm speaking mostly for Plano, although there's other cities represented here, of course. What you have done matters. What you did made a difference. In my particular race, as a matter of fact, I'm sure that your vote is the reason I didn't have a runoff, which means that's the reason I won. You can't govern if you don't win. All the effort, all those hours, you were side by side with me. I mean, your community put in so much work and so much effort and so much money into helping. It made a difference. I just want you to know that. It is so easy to get behind what you guys stand for as well. Because what you stand for is good for you, good for Plano. It's about the community. It's the community in its entirety, not any specific person or group. And it's very easy to get behind that. I feel so welcome. My wife and I, we went to a number of events. We've never felt so welcome as when we have attended those things with you. We're grateful. We're excited to be a part of your organization. We're excited to be part of your community and for you to be part of the entire Plano community. Thank you. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much again, Bob. Next, I would like to invite Steve Ryan, Plano City Council member.
I'm just going basically to echo what Bob said, but I'm also going to add something that I think is really key and important. Your effort wasn't just important, it was a beginning. We had some 40% of your vote was the first time voters in municipal elections. That is a very important statistic, because what it says is to people who, like Bob and I and every other municipal candidate, that your votes are growing. Your power in the marketplace of elections is growing. Come November, you will have more experience with this, and you will have the ability to make an impact. I will just tell you that a lot of that impact can be made during the primaries in March. So think about that. You will be able to help decide which candidates are running in the November election for the county. And that is where a lot of the decisions are made for all of us. So whether it be Dallas County or Collin County or a neighboring county, you will be able to help select the candidates who will be running for county commissioners and county judges, etc. So it's not just about senators, it's not just about congressmen. It's, again, that all politics are local, and when we get past the municipals, the next thing is the county. So I encourage you to come out and vote in those elections as well. And thank you so much for all you've done for all of us who ran in this last election. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve. Next speaker, I'd like to invite the Richardson Mayor, Brother Amir.
Wow, what a humbling day, what a humbling opportunity to get to see everybody, and I could not be more thankful and more honored by the reaction from the community and by really all the support along the way. I was asked to keynote, and keynote a lot of times means a very long speech. And although I made myself some notes, I'm going to try to keep it pretty brief. Because there are just a few things I want to make sure that we talk about briefly and hopefully give you encouragement to continue to make a difference throughout the community. So first and foremost, and I know a number of these people were already introduced or already spoken of, but I think it bears doing it again. So if you are involved with Impact, if you are on the board, let's say, of Impact, will you please raise your hand? All right, can we give them all a big round of applause? Obviously, Impact makes a difference, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate your help in every way, every one of us who has ever decided to put our name on a ballot. So speaking of putting your name on the ballot, anyone in this room who has ever put their name on a ballot, can you please raise your hand? I know there's a few of you back there. All right. So listen, these folks are really putting themselves out there. It is incredibly important that you remember those that are successful as well as those who fell short. Because every one of these steps is kind of a break in the path towards a lot more success in the future. And what was said earlier about how many first-time voters, that's happening because of the individuals who've decided to run. that are encouraging you, that are causing you to want to be a part of this. And the more of that we can have, the better. So those of you that ran, I do appreciate you. And if you run again, I hope that we can find ways to support you and make sure that you're successful in a coming race. So thank you again to everyone who's run for office. If you give them one more round of applause. All right, so Council Member Levine and Kerr were both just incredibly positive, and I'm thrilled that they decided to come down here to Richardson to enjoy this dinner and to be a part of it. So welcome to both of you, and thank you very much for both of you being here. I know I was introduced, and it is obviously a huge honor to be able to be the mayor of the city of Richardson. It sounds weird sometimes coming out of my mouth, so I don't do a real good job of talking about it. But I want to take a moment and talk about the actual campaigns. And we talked about those people who have already decided to run before. Every one of them will recognize this, but I think it's important for everybody else to understand it. These campaigns, whether you win or you lose, they are really huge journeys. Journeys that include ups and downs every step of the way. One day you think there's no way you're gonna lose, the next day you think there's no way you're gonna win. It is a whole process, and it takes countless hours, a lot of energy, and a lot of motivation to be able to put yourself out there to run for office. And it's why anytime I'm ever asked, and I encourage any of you who in the future are thinking about running, please ask an existing elected official, someone who has figured out how to do it already, myself included. Please ask us for help. Anytime, even during my own campaign, even when things were really incredibly busy, and someone said, hey, there might be a chance I'm running, or I might run, or I am running, I've always been willing to stop down and try to spend time with them, because I know how important it is, and I know how difficult it is when you've never done something like this before to do it for the very first time. So please, if you know someone that's running, encourage them. Reach out to Amir, reach out to Bob, reach out to any existing council member along the way, and let's figure out how we can make sure that they understand kind of what all the steps are when it comes to running. I mentioned the ups and downs, and I can tell you that the one constant whenever you're running your own campaign is the team, the people who support you. And that includes the volunteers. It can't be said enough when you've had a little bit of a rough day or you're not real sure how things are going, and you go back and you see your volunteers and they're willing to give you time and they're willing to give you energy to help you be able to be successful. There's no amount of money, there's nothing else that can that can be more important than that feeling for a candidate. And so I want to kind of finish my remarks focusing on you, those people who are a part of the teams that baked amazing cookies and made sure that people were greeted and were acknowledged when they came to vote, or you helped us get them out there to vote. There are so many jobs that you volunteers are asked to do, things that are sometimes outside of your comfort zone. You may not like calling strangers. You may not like going door to door and speaking on someone else's behalf. You may not like pointing out to someone that you've got information that says they haven't voted yet, and you're hoping that they're going to go out and vote tomorrow. You may not like any of those things. But I can assure you that as candidates, your help with those things is what makes the difference of winning and losing. And so I want to thank every one of you who has volunteered at all ever in a campaign. I want to thank especially those of you that decided to be a part of these last campaigns, no matter what city, no matter what person you were helping. And I want to encourage every one of you, if you're not going to be involved in running for office, and running for office is not for everyone, please get involved as much as you possibly can on the volunteer side. Try to understand it, because it'll give you a better appreciation for the people that you choose to vote for and elect into these different positions in the future. So once again, thank you very much to Impact. Thank you, Akil, for your leadership, and thank you to all the board members who have done so much. Those who specifically helped me, thank you so much. There's not enough ways that I can say thank you. And please make sure that you put yourself in a position to be involved in these next elections. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Just 1 or 2 more, a few minutes, inshallah, we'll wrap up and we can definitely here socialize. For Darlan mayor election, we have, amazing, brother who led, the total activities for Impact, mashallah. Sister Asman, Brother Zahid, but I'd like to invite Brother Zahid to say a few words, about the activities. So please, sorry to put you on the spot. This is an amazing turnaround for Darlan. Just 230 votes, or even less than that, 216 or something like that. We swinged like just a month before with so many activities. So I'd like to have Brother Zahid say a few words.
First of all, thanks each and every one of you for taking a valuable time, coming and joining this. And that shows how interested are you to support your community. What is the future of our kids? What is the future of our grandkids? God gave us a chance. This country has given us a chance to do something. So this is the time to step up, be a part of the community. Humanity first. Akil Bhai told us a lot of good things about it. Brother Amir has said a lot of good things about it. Our job is to select the candidate who has a sense of humor towards the humanity. And that's what I saw in the delegate. And I went hundreds of hours knocking the doors along with my friends, my brother, who are also a candidate for Garden Mayor. PC Matthews is also here. He came in the first place, a lot of good people endorsing, and success was there. It just takes an effort from each and every one of them. Please, don't ever think we have no chance. We cannot make a difference. Those days are gone. One last thing I'm going to tell you all. The mentality, the attitude, what our parents, our grandparents had back home. You can take a look at the example. What's going on in those countries, what we can do here. Do we want to hand the country to the thugs who do not care about us? Or we want to put our candidates who can listen to me, my kids, my brothers, my sisters. So please, be a part of it. Impact is a good group, or any group who is doing something for your community, for your neighborhood. Step up. With the help of you all, with the help of all the top leaders, in the future, yes, Brother Amir, I will be a candidate. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much.
If I can invite, thank you so much, Brother Zahid. If I can invite Dr. Ali Anwar to say a few words about the Armenian election, how we partnered. Brother Ali is a long-term volunteer. He also helps with Green Party as well. So please say a few words about Armenian election.
Assalamualaikum. I was not expecting to speak. I was put on the hot seat, but alhamdulillah, it was a very telling experience for all of us. How the Armenian election, city council election unfolded. What we learned, a lot of us were newcomers, and learning how to navigate the campaign. We felt that there was an immense need for the local community to do their due diligence and not just blindly trust and take a word for it, any recommendations that are circulating. And we felt that it was necessary for the community to step up and try to understand that what are the principles on the basis of which any candidate is given an endorsement. So without going into the details of what happened in the Irving City Council, but that's what the people of Irving, citizens of Irving, is stepped up, and with the help of Brother Hill, who also came down to interview the candidates, we were able to come up with our own knowledgeable endorsement. And even though that race, we were not able to be successful in that race, but still we feel that we made a huge impact, specifically in the Muslim populated districts where our candidate was took a lead, which was not there before. So yeah, the important takeaway for the citizens of Irving and everybody who is here is that gone are the days when we trusted the endorsements blindly, but we have to put faith on our own due diligence. Even when we are buying a stock, we perform a little bit of due diligence. So it's important that when we are making a decision of voting, casting a ballot is a trust, and we have to do our own research before we put the cast of the ballot. So thank you very much for all the volunteers. I see Usman and Mel and Andrew and a lot of other people and faces, Lamisa, who helped us in propelling that candidacy, and we'll continue to work with further.
What's our action plan for Irving next?
The next action plan for Irving is we are establishing our own ground-up movement in terms of the path, and the next step, what we are deciding is to basically the upcoming the midterm elections, and more importantly that we'll be working with Impact as well, gathering all the necessary information for the midterms election as well. The important thing is that we have to establish our own Irving path, the ground up, to have more volunteers in it and to have more more direction into the path. And it's very in the beginning stages, but we know how we have learned a lot of skills, and we have to just groom it up to become a more meaningful organization.
To Dr. Ali and then our Muslim Pack and then all the volunteers, alhamdulillah. And with that, the next action plan to Brother Bilal's question, midterm elections are coming up. So Congressional District 33, which encompasses Irving and VRIC, that's very crucial for us. And then a couple of other state elections as well. So we'll be actively involved with that. So there's a lot of work. The good thing is that yes, we have learned things in the last 2 years, and the bad thing is expectations are high now, even though we are just in infancy level, just less than 2 years. But we'll take those challenges, with all your support, and we will navigate those challenges, by God willing, successfully.
Towards the conclusion of the event, Akil Muhammad expressed heartfelt gratitude to everyone who supported Impact Action.
With that, once again, my humble appreciation, to all the volunteers, their families, for thousands of hours of work. This is, we wouldn't be here without your support. So many wins, this election. So this is actually a watershed movement, for Muslim community in Dallas and for Impact Action. But we need to take this forward. Many organizations, they have successes, but then, they need to sustain. So that is the key thing. So if we have to sustain, means we have to ignore the minor, stuff, but then, stay on the long journey, keep an eye. And then we're always ready to hear the feedback. If there is anything in all the last, 6 months, if there is anything from me, I sincerely would like to apologize. As the, president of this organization, I want to apologize on behalf of me and the board, because we are all volunteers. There's a lot going on in our lives, so we try to do our best. With that, inshallah, the journey continues.
The event also provided valuable opportunities for socializing and networking, allowing attendees to connect with the Mayor of Richardson and members of the City Council.